My name's Guy Kesterman. I've been doing duff stuff on bikes for well over 40 years. Tonight, it's our annual Solstice ride. So setting off with Phil and Ryan. Gonna pick Dix and Neil up en route. And in case they're not blindingly obvious already, say hello to new glove sponsors, 100%. And they'd be doing me specs as well. You might have noticed I've been wearing 100% specs for a while now, just to check I actually wanted to wear them before, you know, poncing them for sponsorship. And yeah, but as you can see, sun's already going down. We'll pretend it's 9 o'clock. That was when we're meant to set off. I don't think it is. Gonna head up into the Dales. No fixed plan. See how far we get. Just enjoy that amazing light. I spy, with my little eye, bikes beginning with S. Bike check. So, Dix is on the normally aspirated Santa Cruz Blair. Ryan's on the flight attendant Blair, which you've seen a review on. So he's going to be squeaking and whistling and buzzing and flashing his lights all night. And the bike's going to be doing something similar. Phil, panning moment. Phil,
yeah, how's it going?
He's on the Epic Evo. I mean, Specialized Epic Evo, but I'm kind of not giving it back just yet. With Hunt Superlight carbon spoke wheels and very fast Vittoria tyres on, so that's kind of like Epic Evo marathon spec. And then I'm going for maximum value vibes on the Chisel, which obviously launched very recently. It's basically an alloy Epic, but I have made a slight change in that I put 3 holes in the tyre shooting that first video. Got it had tubes in, and don't fancy doing an all-nighter with 3 plugs in. So that is the new Vittoria Piote XC tyre on the back. Just hopefully give me a bit more speed, but otherwise totally stock, just with 2 bottle cages on, and then my little PT's spares wrap there, punch repair kit, tube, and then experimental Polaris top and little Polaris kind of waistcoaty thing, which I'm really struggling to film. Yeah, film your waistcoat. There's a good lamb. That gravel efficiency.
Oh, there's a gate here.
Oh, Ryan's already champing at the bit.
Chop chop.
Bar now, which you won't be able to see, even though they are always bigger than you think. So there's Dickin instead. He's the one who said, bar now's bigger than you think. Do you know, Dickin has to eat 17 vols an hour to keep his metabolism going. Now we got a deal. And yet another Santa Cruz Blair. Still got a bit of light left. I mean, it's actually a lot darker than it looks through the GoPro. 10:15?
Yeah.
Nice. Now getting into the ride proper. Been a bit gravelly up to this point, but seems to start getting onto some proper trails.
No, she's racing on pump there.
There's a bit of single track so we can collect a few ticks for the evening. Nobody's gone for lights yet. Hopefully we're all packing spares anyway. And we do this every year. I've missed the last couple of years, unfortunately, due to family circumstances and holidays, but yeah, I've been doing it for ages. It's just such a good crack getting out on. But it's not quite the shortest night of the year. It's the 19th today. I think that's a couple of days away. the actual Solstice, but we always ride on a Thursday night, so we just ride on the Thursday night closest. Yeah. Try and keep it dry for as long as possible. It's always an interesting exercise during a long ride. Try and minimise the little hot spots and pressure build-ups right from the start. Keep eating early. All sorts of stuff to think about. But mostly, I've been bloody lucky with the weather so far. Hottest day of the year. And looks like it's going to be a dry and clear night. Lights on now. Some serious bat action going on overhead. Lovely to see him out, snacking on the insects. To be fair, we're eating a fair few ourselves as well already, but extra protein, eh?
Chocolate and custard. Didn't need to be carrying these around. You've got them at your house.
What's that?
Two heavy 26-inch tubes from the house.
Ryan's just discovered he's carrying 2 extra 26-inch tubes for Dickens' lad's bike around all night.
Has everyone got any rocks I can put in here as well?
Anyway, it's about 11:30. Moon is out and proud, and it's time for some savoury sausage roll snacking. Right, time to hit full race mode on the Lasines. First bit of proper descending. Does feel great to be out here in the middle of nowhere around midnight. There's always one, isn't there? I have to say, considering those 2 bikes ahead of me, it's got to be about 22 grand there. And this is 2. Pretty impressed with how it's doing, to be fair. Pretty impressed. About 20 past midnight now. Still a little bit of light in the sky. And we're looping out round classic Scarhouse Reservoir loop. Anti-clockwise now. Well, a bit of a right arse cheek and leg numbness issue. Apart from that, all is very, very good indeed. Bit of a traffic issue on the trail. Come round the corner and everybody's stopped and having a snack stop. Overlooking the resi anyway. See the light, just moonlight bouncing off the water. That's pretty special. Rabbits, sheep, all sorts of.
You have got this before.
Now down to the dam itself. Getting a bit chilly now. That must be about 1 o'clock, half 1. What a place to be in the middle of midsummer's night. Well, thereabouts. Definitely colder now down by the dam, but this next climb should more than warm us up. If you know where we are, climbing up from Scarhouse over to Middlesmore, you know this is a fair old pull. And we're on. As Ryan just said, here comes the moment of truth on this climb. Although luckily, it seems to have been cleaned out pretty well. And it's amazingly dry, considering how wet it's been recently. Come on, Chisel. Not gonna lie, can feel the weight of this bike on prolonged climbs, but really impressed with the traction and the pedalling efficiency. And we're up. Whew. Job done. But the good thing about big climbs is the big descent on the other side of them. Wow. Come on, Chisel. The rebound is a little kicky. It's one thing I've noticed on both the fork and the rear shock. Just because it's not that fine-tunable, it one click the other way and it'd probably be a little constipated, but in terms of smoothness, I've been super impressed. I thought it might have started getting a bit aged out by now, but no, steel legs, still feeling pretty smooth up front, and that X-Fusion shock doing the business at the back. Yoo-hoo! The geometry is sorted as well. Oh, that rabbit. Whoa! Nearly took out a rabbit over a cattle grid. Exciting times. That's when you're glad of a 66.5 degree head angle. Oh, that's dust! It's dust in the middle of the night in Yorkshire. This is what the Solstice is all about. Some folks might go to Stonehenge, but we go down stones at unhinged speed. Yeah. You know, I've been riding with Dick and Ryan and Neil, God, forever now. But this is Phil's first Solstice, so he's doing really well. He's like Johnny Utah, joining Patrick Swayze's surfers in Point Break. You know, the boy is doing really well. Maybe it's more like the Lost Boys. I don't know. They're worms, Michael. You're eating worms. Whoa! That was a big old stone coming out of Dickens' back wheel. He's lobbing rocks. And we're down. Now this is a total win. Dickon has stashed supplies in the stream.
Your little secret.
Coca-Colas.
You legend, mate.
Oh yeah.
Saurines and bananas.
Oh yeah.
Silly legend.
Let's sit down and take pleasure in this moment.
It's in.
And now, another little bit of endurance elevation work. Up through the lead mines. How pleasant. Oh, hey up. You alright?
Yeah, fine. Just sort of had a bit of it.
It is 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm quite quiet in the group now. Even after Dick and Stash, I reckon we're going to all sort this out in our own way. Steady away. Well, I am anyway. So, let's crack on. Look at that. It's starting to get light over there. Next day is happening. Neil's bike's doing a good impression of how my knees are feeling. Top of green now. And dawn is here. Literally on top of the world up here. Hey! Ah, this is fantastic. Oh, by the way, I'm running me, if you're thinking this Lazine light isn't that bright, I'm running it choked right back, throttled right back. It's only a little light, and how long's it been going? 5 hours now? So, that's a pretty impressive run time for such a small unit. This is the 2400 Mega Drive. I think it's Mega Drive 2400, something like that. Mega Overdrive, Super Drive, something like that. But yeah, I'll get around to doing the full Lazine lights talk through. So pretty simple, but it has no remote switch or anything like that, but no real runtime indicator apart from the light on top. But that means they're really reliable and you're not wasting any of that power, that battery capacity, on extra switches and screens. So they're really efficient in terms of runtime. And the nice thing is, if you've been riding all night and you get your eye in, you don't actually need much power to see pretty well. It's kind of half expecting to go into a hole then. Generally what happens when I say something like that on film. And then we're all good. All good. All very, very good. Good girl. No, Neil. Sorry, mate. And what do you do when you get to the top of the highest hill? You find an even top of it. Come on, Chisel. Up we go. Oh. That wily peyote swings out pretty easily on the gravel. If you get to the top of green now though, it's this amazing sculpture. It's like some mad Minoan tomb. So if you're in the area, well worth coming up to. This bit gets a bit tricky now. Spirally, 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 spirally. Life is but a dream. Pedal, pedal, pedal your chisel around a spirally thing. God, how long does this go on? I'm getting dizzy. There we go. Boom. Yes.
Very gratuitous coming.
Probably give myself a bit more light, but still trying to nurse the runtime out of number one light. It's done. Can't really see it for the header anyway. Oh, there we go, dropping in. What I would say is if you are doing a Solstice ride, probably makes more sense to do a ride where you kind of do know the techie bits. So you have a vague idea, rather than just doing something all new. You've not really got an idea how to pace yourself or ride each section, because you aren't going to be hitting it fresh. Oh, soggy bit, come on. Come on. Oh, no. Slipped off the slab. Unbelievable scenes. More than single track. Dawn chorus. Oh, little frog. And a couple of brioche. Bringing me back from a quiet spot. Fantastic. Lots of little sniper rocks on there. So you just need to have your wits about you. We've even got a cuckoo making a fair enough observation about what we're doing. Riding along, take a single track. I don't know. 4 o'clock? Late 4 o'clock in the morning? But it feels good. That's what it feels. Oof. So does this bike. I don't keep going on about it, but especially, you know, that epic launch was a big deal. And they've got another big launch coming up for their 50th birthday year, but I have to say, in terms of getting people onto really brilliant, it's bound to screw it up then, wouldn't I? Getting a lot of new people onto a really fast, agile, genuinely ego and fitness boosting bike. Oh, nearly. I reckon this Chisel is the most significant specialised launch this year. It really is that good and that important, I reckon. I have to say, even the bits I complained about on the first ride, like those level T brakes, I haven't had any drama with them. We've done some pretty long rocky descents as well, and the shock and the fork have coped absolutely fine. And in many ways, having that cheaper group set and slipping and sliding around through boulders like this is a lot less, you know, worrying than having some super expensive wireless setup where going one rock too far is going to really ruin your day. And I think we can officially turn the light off now. It's done the full ride. Had the backup one ready, did not need it. Still got some juice left in that Mega Drive 2400 plus. Bit of woo! Unplanned forestry clearance fun. It's a pretty awesome sight. We lost Neil. Neil's headed for home. Just the Four Musketeers now. A little bit more cheeky single track. With the Bridge of Faith coming up here. Feels like we've not done this in ages. Don't know if you saw, there's a proper drop off to the right hand side and then just a big sort of water tank off to the left, so either way a fair amount of jeopardy if you come off that. It's always slippery, but definite highlight of this bit of riding, as is this mad little house. Yeah, little porthole house. Rootin' tootin'.
I normally cut through there, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bell. You got a bell?
No. I didn't hear a sploosh. Well, 90 odd K done. Some bit of cheeky Reservoir side single track. As it's 5 in the morning. Not many folk about. Well, just one lass in a dry road. Whoa! Those logs. Forgot about them. And back into the forest. I'm going this way purely because the light is absolutely amazing. You. That bouncing off the reservoir. That's pretty special. Many geeses and the sun coming up. That's a win. That is a wildfowl win right there.
This makes you want to honk.
It does. Bit more cheeky techie single track. Because why not? How we doing, Mr. Epworth?
Very nice, thank you, Mr. Gustin.
Marvellous.
Very nice.
Oh, this is the tricky one. Oh, very nicely done. Whoa! Oh, bit of a slip. POT was a bit wily there, but made it. Love a bit of loamy single track at 5:30 in the morning. Who wouldn't? I'll say the rebound might be a bit bouncy, but it's so supple. This bike is so impressive. In terms of, well, yeah, suspension really. I slagged it off in my tech talk round. I wasn't expecting much from it at all, but hasn't missed a beat so far. No, that's not the line. Left hand side is the line. Beauty. But if you believe in this bike, it will really surprise you. And it properly gets the zoomies on the single track. Does this bike? Recon for the win. Oh, look at that. That's pretty impressive. Hey, so it's doing the swirling. Look at the swirling, Mr. Hepworth. The mist is doing the swirling. It's like a giant witch's cauldron.
Oh yeah.
How we doing, folks?
Little bit sleepy.
Sleepy time.
Look at
What a night.
what?
Whoa, what a night. You alright, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of done now. In terms of the single track and the fun off-road stuff. So, maybe a bit of cheeky in town at the end, but do a catch up at the finish, I reckon. See how far we've got. I reckon it's going to be triple figures in kilometres anyway. Errors. Oh, they're coming to see us. Bloody love her hair. Yeah, so we've pretty much done all of that. Definitely done all of that. All the way of that, as far as you can see, past the golf balls. Round a bit more of that. In the woods at the bottom behind there. And now we're done. And in. Top day out. But to be fair, we did miss out on coming through Stainburn. We've done that before on the Solstice ride, but then we didn't add in Scar House on that one, so maybe next time. Maybe next time. Final furlong now. Back in on the kennel run. Now bacon's going to be frying pretty soon. Whoop. Could have trimmed that bit too. But it's interesting, all the things I was slightly concerned about at the start, I thought the grips felt really harsh. I always do this though, I always do this when I'm setting off on a really long ride. I'm like, oh no. Suddenly I'm not getting on with the saddle or the grips. I was like, oh, I should have put Petey's on. But that would have been too cheesy, putting Petey's grips on. Do you know what? To be fair, hands are fine. I've moved hand positions around a fair amount. There's a bit of clunk from the rear hub. It's not the fastest engaging piece. And also I think the Dolk disc has gone a bit wonky, but literally zero problems. And yeah, sure, you can feel that weight if there's a change of gradient, off the hill really drag's gone, or you know, there's a hard acceleration. But you know, I've been riding with people on £10,000 carbon XC superbikes tonight, and people who are fitter than me too. And this Chisel has not let me down. Far from it. It has been an absolute underdog champ. And if you can stretch for the cash, for the comp, like I say, get yourself the Shimano SLX Sid Fork RockShox shock version, then that's the same weight as a basic blur. This is a different reservoir though. Same shot, different reservoir. I'm having it. Because that's lush. Cynical. Look, me and Dick can appreciate the aesthetic.
I love the moon.
I like the moon. Do you like the moon, Phil?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.